So, this session we will probably spend about 5 to 10 minutes understanding how we need to internalize interview preparation, how hopefully the job landscape has changed over a period of years, and what has worked for me, where we should focus on, and all of those things. Okay. Companies are no longer just looking at people who can write code. They are actually also looking at people who are proficient with the ability to interact with AI systems also. There was a very classic and a very powerful article that I read about a company called Shopify. Some of you might have used Shopify for building your own websites. Shopify essentially kind of turned this whole problem upside down and said they are hiring 100 or about 150 interns because they feel that that generation is AI native, which is they have grown up with interacting with artificial intelligence systems, be it generative AIs or some of the voice recognition models, etc. So they feel the generations that are coming up are far more AI native and far more adept at working with them. The industry as a whole is also kind of changing as we all kind of seen a relentless push towards automation, a relentless push towards enhancing developer productivity. The the thinking process also is being questioned. Rather than focusing on just the answers, companies are questioning hard in terms of, hey, how did you arrive at this question? Are there better ways of solving the same problem or not? Of course, last but not the least, the process is mutual. It's not like you are being interviewed. Remember that you are also interviewing the company. So approach the interviewing process as a mutual relationship where both of us are trying to find out, hey, is this going to work for each of us? Is a good mindset to start some of this process. Right. As you're going through this process, um, it's important that you be authentic. Don't just try to impress people. Be yourself. Each and every one of us carry a very unique potential that's just very special to us. So don't try to speak like somebody else. Don't try to tell answers that you don't know of, etc. Authenticity is definitely something that will help you succeed in the long run. Interview is a stressful process. It's almost like our intelligence is being questioned, and it's natural for us to be anxious. But remember that anxiety is actually going to cause more harm than good it does. So try to see if you can be curious, which is ask questions rather than being stumbled by a question. See if you can be curious and understand a little bit more about the question that's being asked. Rejections are going to be part and parcel of this whole process. I have failed multiple interviews. But every interview, I take it as a learning and see how I can improve. What did I go wrong? What should I have said, etc. And understand that there's nothing called as a perfect interview. See if the process aligns with your direction, your purpose, the excitement that you see talking to people. That will actually help you be more confident and more outcome driven than trying to present the perfect picture about. A lot of us think interviewing is or preparation for interview like a very fuzzy process and stuff like that. But I generally approach it like a project that I'm working on, and this is real. Um, I have a broad view of, hey, here are the kind of roles, here are the kind of companies that I'm going to be applying for. I read about the company. I read about people who work for the company. I read about what is that company investing in. What are the recent announcements from that company? Are there any major pivots that they are making, etc. Number two is when I do that, I kind of understand how do I map my current skills to what the company probably is looking up to. In some cases, it's just repositioning what you have done and not necessarily upskilling itself, but understanding I'm good at RPA, this company is looking for this. How do I position myself into that? Uh, and a lot of it also comes down to I have prepared different resumes for different companies. When I say different, I don't create artificial. or fake data, but it's about how do I position certain competencies or certain deliverables or certain projects with slightly different impact for different companies. So for large scale distributed systems sort of things, I emphasize more on how I have built systems that scale to millions of users. For a company that is financial in nature, I focus more on how I have built systems which are regulatory compliant. So again, as I said, it's not fudging, but it's about making sure that the interviewer and the company that you're interviewing for are able to get a very quick view of your strengths and what it means to them. Um, the third thing is building a portfolio. See, gone are the days when some obscure resume was the only way an employer could learn about you. Now you have LinkedIn, you have multiple other platforms where people actually go out and see what is this person doing. And a lot of us think work starts and stops at what we do within the environment of our office or at home. But remember that you are a personal brand yourself. And currently you are employed with somebody or you are wanting to get employed with someone else. So outside of this, what is that identity that you're having for yourself needs to be showcased. Now, this can come by way of if you are a programmer, create projects on GitHub, put it out there, collaborate, ask for feedback from your friends, iterate, etc. Start writing blogs, whether you're a tech or a non-tech person. That's one way of channelizing your thought and conveying to a wider set of audience very quickly how and what you're thinking through it. Network, connect with people, join mentorship sessions, go and participate in startup events and stuff like that. So you get a sense of what are these companies trying to do, what kind of problems are they working on, what kind of challenges do they have, etc. Fourth point is we are at the throngs of an infinite compute and technology available to us. So use these solutions to your best. This deck was prepared with a tool called Gamma. I had an idea of how I want this presentation to go. I had clear directions, but then Gamma prepared a nice layout for me, and then I was able to very quickly iterate. So use automation tools, be it code assistants or tools which will help you write better, prepare presentations better to your advantage. Last but not the least, reflect and iterate. As I said, every interview, every discussion is a way for you to look back and see what did I learn, what could I have done better, etc. Okay. Again, some very quick philosophy. This is something which I keep telling to everyone. So plan your career with these three constructs in mind. Aspire, which is have a clear idea of what is it that you want to do. Assess, understand where you are compared to where you want to go. Three, position. Position is how do you kind of position yourself to bridge that gap? That could be in terms of courses that you take, taking up coding assignments, attending mock interviews, or also in terms of whether you're able to leverage and call out your strengths clearly in your profile, etc. Okay, and this is very critical. As some of us who are wanting to get back into the corporate space after taking a break or so, understand that not every company is the same. Every company has a unique skill. Every company has a unique DNA, something that they value more, something that they value less. So, how do you kind of find that match is going to be critical for you, and you need to do the homework to understand that. A lot of us go to interview preparation with this thing of I don't have confidence to doing this. Confidence is preparation into repetition into reflection. That's the only way you will build confidence. Confidence here, it's not like one day you will wake up and suddenly feel energized and confident. You have to repeat it. Sometimes you will fail. Sometimes you might pass. If you're really not very sure about a company A, go give interviews with company B, C, etc., which you think will give you as a practice round, etc. So that's a good way to prepare yourself. Repetition, continuously keep doing it. Use ChatGPT, Gemini to create mock interviews for you. Feed your resume to it. Ask it to walk you through behavioral interview questions. Ask it to ask questions about influence if you are applying for a semi-managerial role or so. Even on the technical round, it can ask you really clear questions based on your resume about what technology did you use, why did you go with React, why not with something else. So those are good ways for you to practice some of this interview. Um, as I said, employers today